What's going on everyone, sviz here, and today we're going to be looking at the KBD67 Lite. This is a budget entry-level keyboard, but I was really surprised with it. Let's go over the unboxing first. When you open it up, it comes in this nice cardboard and there's foam on top. It has a little card that shows how to use the hot swap PCB properly so you don't damage it, and on the back there is a QR code that shows the build guide video for it. Now, let's see what's inside the keyboard carrying case. It comes nicely wrapped in this plastic, and it has the KBD logo on the front of the carrying case. I love this logo, I think it's really minimal, and overall the case is just a really nice material. As you can see, the box is really nicely well packed with quite a bit of foam. KBD is always keeping their stuff nice and snug. Let's open up the plastic. Take it out and immediately you notice that the case is of very high quality. I think it's a great carrying case, but I personally won't be using it as I don't really transport my boards with me all that often. Then, opening it up, we have quite a bit of stuff, including some accessories. We have these little stabilizer foams, and these help out quite a bit. If you're familiar with the Band-Aid mod, this is essentially just the Band-Aid mod except easier. Then there's another card that shows you how to properly hot swap your switches into your PCB without damaging them. It also mentions that things like hot swap sockets that are damaged are not included in the warranty. Then we have their coiled cable. I don't really consider this a coiled cable, it's more of a telephone wire type cable and I personally don't really like it. It's kind of cheap and I would prefer just a normal braided USB-C cable. Then we have the proper hardware required for this board. Round 1 of KBD67 Lite came pre-assembled, but round 2 will not. This bag includes things you'll need like the proper screwdriver to open the board. The branding on that was amazing as well. Then we have the main component, which is the KBD67 Lite, pre-built because it was round 1 like I previously said. This board is absolutely beautiful, and actually seeing it in person is so much more different on camera. The white is really vibrant, especially for ABS, but I don't like the logo on the back, and some of the case spots are a little bit weird in terms of how they fit together. I had originally put in koalas into this board, and when I plugged in the PCB, I had my first real issue. I could not get the PCB to work at all. After countless hours talking to the KBD fans Discord and talking to customer support, the issue was simply to remove a switch from the escape key, plug it in, and it worked fine. But throughout my use of the KBD67 Lite, I did have some other PCB issues, including the PCB completely remapping all of its keys after my PC restarted. I don't think this is going to be an issue for too many people, and I haven't noticed it too much in other boards, but it is certainly something to note down as that is what happened in my experience. I love my koalas, and recently I've been enjoying tactiles, but I will always be a proud member of the linear gang. The tool included is a little bit odd because the screws are a little bit odd. It feels kind of cheaply made, but I don't really mind, but I do wish KBD fans did use different screws that you could have an accessible screwdriver to. Disassembling the case, we have a couple of different pieces. You will also notice here that I have tangerines and koalas in my board. I played around with a ton of different configurations on the KBD67 Lite in case you were wondering. But we have the top half of the case, then we have the PCB assembly, and as you can see, there is the bottom of the case that has foam on it. The PCB used in this is hot swap, and it features a couple standoffs for the plate to screw into. It does use Kale hot swap sockets, and the exact PCB used is the KBD67 Mark II RGB V2. This is a really nice PCB, and it's used in some of the other boards that KBD fans has, like the original KBD67 Mark II hot swap. The stabilizers are cherry stabs, and actually stock they were amazing. They're some of the best stock stabs that I've experienced. Putting the board back together is a breeze. The silicone gaskets do need to properly seat into the case, and if you do not seat it, you will experience some weird screws into the case and it just won't line up. For more info on how to properly build it, please visit the build guide. The case foam also needs to properly line up with the PCB when assembling it. I don't think it's a major issue if you don't properly line it up, but I would for the best possible experience. Some users did also try using no foam on the PCB assembly, but I personally like that as the case is a tad bit hollow. Then, to put it all back together, you simply take the bottom half and you put it on the top half. and you're done. Now let's talk about my final thoughts on the KBD67 Lite. It's an extremely affordable board. I paid $105 plus shipping, which was pretty damn worth it. For me, it also shipped a month earlier than expected. The board is hot swap, meaning you don't need any soldering experience and you don't need to solder anything at all. That also makes it really appealing for beginners, because you can literally just pop in the switches. It has a variety of different colors, and the layout is really simple. It's a 65% layout, which gives you similar to a 60% but with arrow keys and some extra keys that you can actually reprogram to anything. The RGB diffuses really well if you're into that stuff. You can set it to a ton of different modes that come with the board, and I really like that. It diffuses well because of the polycarbonate plate. The typing feel of this board is also amazing. It doesn't use a standard gasket mount because the silicone actually serves as the gasket and the plate dampening material. It's VIA compatible, meaning that you can reprogram and remap these keys pretty easily as well. The board is beautiful in general. It features a blocker next to the function key and the arrows. I also love the side profile on this board, and they really did an amazing job. The only thing I don't like about the design is the KBD fans logo on the back. It's a very ugly font, and I think they should have gone with the branding that they used on their packaging and their case, for example. Let's talk about some more cons now. KBD fans sometimes does have faulty quality control. On the back, I can no longer open this because of a stripped screw that came with the case. Given I made that stripped screw worse by not realizing it was stripped, but I still can't open my case anymore and I can't modify the board. The other con is the silicone dampener that serves as a gasket. I personally don't mind, but if you're looking for more of a gasket flexy feel, don't go with this. Try to wait for something different. The other thing is the KBD fan stabs that come on the round 2 may not be as good. That brings me to my other point. The round 2 you actually have to assemble yourself. It's not pre-assembled like the round 1 of KBD67 Lite, but I really don't mind that. Other than that, I think this is a great board, and I really enjoyed it. Thank you guys for watching this video, and I hope you have a great rest of your day. Peace.